Coming to you from the historic Hart Building in Marysville, California, in Studio 93, In the Tank with Fish, with your host, Bob Fischetti.
Well, welcome to a very special edition of In the Tank with Fish, because very soon it won't just say In the Tank with Fish, it'll say In the Tank with Fish and Andrea. And I'm going to kind of out Kurt. He was trying to give Andrea a new name, right? Because we had he called her Orca. I mean, it was
only a suggestion.
It was and Andrea very politely said, women don't want to be associated with whales. It's like, no. So Shamu wasn't going to work either.
No, we need some other marine life reference. Preferably.
Oh,
that's
it's so
whale.
great to have you. We've been kind of planning this, and we had a chance to talk several times at the ball game.
Yeah.
And found out that you're just pretty awesome.
Oh. Thank you. Likewise.
I was like, you know how you'll meet people and you just connect. And I just felt like I had to laugh. I was telling my wife, we're like comparing operations, right? Talking about surgeries. It's like, who does that with somebody when they first meet? It's like, so
I do.
So what surgeries have you had lately, right? And it was just really funny. And you have. Your husband is a great guy, but your kids are super cool.
Oh, thank
super
you.
Cool kids.
I think so.
You guys have done a good job on them.
Fun bunch.
I don't know who the greater influence was, you or Eric. I do see a bit of that little kid in Eric, though.
Yeah.
He's still got that.
Oh, definitely.
And so that's really good if you got boys, and you got boys.
We have boys. Yes, we have boys. And, I see some of both of us, though, in each of them. And all three of them are so different.
Yep.
But you can see bits of both of us in all three of them.
I tell people, I don't care if you have 50 kids. They're all different.
Yes.
They will have traits from both of you, but they have their own who they are, right?
Yes. Yep.
And I don't know. I think if you and Eric had 12 more, you would have 12 more different personalities.
Yes.
And you still wouldn't get a girl.
Correct.
And Eric would be trying to start his own ball team. He'd be like, look.
Right.
I've even got extras.
It's true. It's true. I know. And, my middle son, Micah, was the bat boy for the team, and he's sad. He's sad that it's over. He really enjoyed the season, and even though he was definitely feeling the exhaustion by the end.
Number one, the last game we're sitting up there and going, oh, Micah is the bat boy for the other team.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, no, Mike is a bat boy.
There he is again.
He was the bat boy for both teams. It was like, I'm trying to wear him out. But he's fast. We laugh up there in the booth. We call him, lightning, right? He's
a hustler.
Yeah.
He hustles. I know when I saw him for the other team, I said, wait, what's going on? So, and I know sometimes he will go down for the other team. He'll go wherever they need him to. So I had to mom and run down to the gate and, are you okay? Is everything okay? And he said, yeah, they don't have one for the other team. So Billy said, well, why don't you go do both? And I said, okay. And there he went.
So, but he was over there telling them, you guys, remember, I belong to them.
Right.
He was letting them know I belong to the other team.
I'm cheering for that side.
He's got great competition, though. He has to be cooler than June the Bat Dog. It's really hard. Sorry, Micah, you don't have fur.
It's like I was talking to June's family.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we love Micah. And he always, when he's down there with June, which I love when people tell me these things because I can't see him from where I am. But they say he always makes sure she's okay and that no one steps on her and that everyone protects her. And I love that. He doesn't mind sharing the spotlight with June.
So I have to, let's talk a little bit about your life is changing. Because all of a sudden, it was like baseball. It's got this incredible momentum.
Yeah.
Your husband is the general manager of the High Wheelers. And all of a sudden, we get done with the last game and it was like people were kind of hanging out. I was like,
People didn't want to leave.
yeah, it's like, what are we going to do next week? Right? What are we going to do tomorrow? Right.
Right. It's true. Yesterday was the first Monday after the last game, and it was a very weird feeling. Like, well, what happens now? We're not, and it's not another game tomorrow, and people are kind of there getting their stuff, and players are leaving. People are going home. It's a weird transition. There is so much that goes into it, and then it's a lot when it's 6 nights a week with their home stands, and even when they're away, we're watching everything they're doing. And I say we, like it's my team.
Yeah, it is.
People always say, "What do you do here?" I'm like, "I'm just here to."
I watch.
Right, I'm here to help and do whatever I can. I mean, my parents owned a business together, so I watched that growing up, and everything they did was together. So that's how Eric and I approach most things. His thing is my thing. However I can help, and whatever I'm doing, he's there to help. So I just wanted to be there to help. But it is weird. It's weird when it's over, and you're used to seeing some of the same people week after week and night after night, and that seems weird too. Like not seeing those same people.
Yeah. How I'm gonna handle not seeing Kathy sitting down there.
That's who I was picturing when you said that.
She goes to every game. It's like what's she gonna do? Yeah?
That Sunday game, that was when we were still in the afternoon, and it was 100 plus.
Gosh.
I think Kathy was the only one. She was there with her sun umbrella, and she's rain or shine. She's committed, and I love it. I will miss seeing her. So hopefully she comes to the off-season events.
Yeah, we're going to have to do like a special fan appreciation dinner out the field, midwinter.
That would be fun.
Exchange gifts. I don't know.
That would be fun. Well, I know they're planning like some movie in the park events and stuff. They should do a baseball-themed movie night and bring fans out.
When you probably never have had an addiction, but in an addiction, you're supposed to I'm tapering off.
Right.
So I went over to the dugout diner and got my last hot dog. And bought several bags of Cracker Jacks so I could taper off on the Cracker Jacks.
Slowly.
You were just in my office. There's a bag of Cracker Jacks on my desk.
I
right?
can confirm.
I'm tapering off.
Yes.
I'm gonna,
I did have one last hot dog at the last game.
I did too.
I had to have one last one because it was.
Wonder if they have a thing where you can go and you say, "Hi, I'm Bob, and I'm not eating any Cracker Jacks all week." It's like I'm watching reruns of baseball. Right? It's like, what are you doing?
Just watching replays and yes.
Now Eric's job is not done.
No,
there is a lot. I don't think people realize that happens on the off season,
right?
Because we had Billy Horton on. Actually, we did a podcast with him, and he was saying that we actually had him on pregame when he said it, and he said, some of these guys are going to go on. They're going to, that's their whole goal. And he mentioned it, and it's really true. It's like I was laughing at talking in the office. It's like, what? I'm not going to hear Bobby Leday's name announced. Yes. I'm not going to hear
Gio Brusa.
Yeah, I'm not going to hear him.
Yeah.
And it's like no, because they might not be back, right? Cuba Bass, right? It's like, but they did tell me that there's a thing called franchise players that can stay with a team. And that really does give the community, because they get so connected. And then, of course, you can bring Axel back, but
Axel has to return. That's a necessity. We love Axel. Axel the bear, a mascot. Yes, it is. It's interesting. I mean, we saw it during the season. Players that would leave the team, or injuries, and get traded, go somewhere else, and it is like, wait, where'd that person go? I really liked them, and you kind of have to be always looking for the new. But I think even towards the end of the season, we were getting some great guys that were coming in.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see what happens next season.
Yeah, I was talking. We were up in the press box, and Rob and Justin and. They were like, wow, thanks for the opportunity, to be there. But you can tell Todd was like, it's like I can tell Todd, you're going to miss this, right?
Yes.
But he what a great announcer for here locally. Yeah. He really gets, he's been doing it for 9 years, but it's not his profession. He's a lawyer.
Right. I didn't even know that until I think at least halfway through the season. I think I came across his LinkedIn or something, and I thought, oh, that's a totally different persona than what we see here. But he's so great at broadcasting.
But my wife, because she was watching on Flow Sports, and she just cracks up. So she'd say, you and Todd, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, well, what happens is sometimes we're like, oh yeah, 2 balls and a strike. You're in the middle of
Back
a
to the
story.
game. Yes.
And you're like, it's like, no, what you should be doing right now is announcing the game. And Todd has a text line. And so actually that happened once. Could you guys at least give us a score? Right? It's like, we're like,
Get back to the game, please.
yeah, we'll do that.
But you guys you're so funny. I was at almost every game this season. I think there were 3 that I missed. But I was at every other game, but not always all night because I've got to get my youngest home and my other one's at home. And so the second we leave, we're listening on Flow for the rest of the night. And you guys would say something hilarious and I would be texting Eric the funny things that you guys are saying. So you're giving play-by-play of the game and I'm giving Eric play-by-play of Todd and Fish and the funny things you guys are saying.
Well, Todd, I'm one of those guys that sarcasm done right, it, to me, is one of the
beautiful
most
art form.
amazing
Yes.
forms of funny,
Yes.
right? It is
Yes.
comedic. But at the same time, Todd is so incredibly quick-witted. He just comes, I mean, it's immediate with him.
Yes.
And then I get to laughing, and while I'm laughing, I'm thinking of something, and so I'll do some comeback. Then
Yep.
he's laughing, and we're just having a great time. And it's like, oh yeah, we're supposed to be doing our job.
Right?
We're supposed to be announcing this, but
But you're entertaining, and
Yeah.
that's what matters. The game
Well-
is entertaining. Your banter is entertaining. It's all entertaining.
it's all part of baseball.
It is.
It really is.
It is.
You
Yeah.
know, all of us have a favorite announcer or something. So what are you going to do? You're going to be like bored. What are you going to do? You have a
Bored.
job.
Yes.
You have
Oh,
3
yes.
kids.
Yes.
That's not a job. You know, it's taking care of a
Right.
home and 3 kids. You hardly work.
That's on the side. That's on the side. Yes. Yes. Back to work. With the double header that ended up being last Friday.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday, yesterday morning, I felt that at work. I had quite a bit to catch up on. But yeah, just getting back into the rhythm. I think now with the boys being back in school, their schedules are so demanding right now. So that's really busy. Obviously work is busy, and I teach at Sierra College, so we're in the semester there too. So yes, I will be very busy and here with you, which is
I
a
know.
blast.
I was really I was pleasantly surprised that you said yes. I knew you'd be fun. And that's really all I care about. It's like,
Work out your schedule.
Like, of course, Kurt's like, the camera likes you, which really helps me because if the camera likes you, I can get away with a lot.
That's hilarious.
Kurt will be careful, right? It's like, so tell me again what you teach. You teach philosophy of how to keep Kurt.
I need special training for that.
Special training.
So I teach intro to digital filmmaking and visual communication at Sierra College.
So do the students actually produce films?
They do, yes.
Okay.
In my digital filmmaking class, yes, they are. It's because it's intro. There's production from the beginning. They're producing multiple films, but there's also a lot of focus on, pre-production work that needs to happen, and which is, I think, really good because right now, with their access to technology, they can just shoot content really quickly and easily. But as you know, in the professional settings, you have to pre-plan, you have to get a lot of approvals, and you have to really map out what your production looks like. And so some of it is just kind of stepping away from the technology and looking at it more from the storytelling perspective, and then the business side of it, making sure that you have locations and you have the right people there, and you're taking into consideration weather and, sunrise and sunset, and, some basic script writing and storytelling. So, but they do produce a few different films in that class. And then my other class is more focused on, my other class actually is a general education course in addition to an applied art and design course. So that's kind of fun because I get students of all different majors that are in there. But there's more of like a focus on marketing and messaging through, visual images and taking a look at artwork and breaking down the principles of art and design and how do those tell a story and then ultimately sell products. And so they design their own ad campaign in that class. So
I was disappointed when I bought my first new car and the girl didn't come with me.
that's just rude for them to use it that way.
In the ad, she was in the car. I just thought it was part of the deal. I didn't even see her at the lot. Huh?
They should have put a little note on there.
Yeah, a little disclaimer. You don't get the girl, dude. But it did get you to the car lot, right?
There you go.
I think I should pay Kurt to go to your classes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
I need to be updated.
That's what I'm thinking.
Come on in.
I was being careful how I said that, but
The thoughts and opinions of Fish are not exact.
those are the staff and management of Tower Media Studios. So,
That's funny.
well, that's really good. So you're staying in the industry,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Which you have been in for some time. We had to talk when I had you on before you became the girl for here. That you had traveled to New York and went to school back there, and the culture shock that was. I love the story of you and Eric. I just think that is that they could make a movie out of you guys. They really could, And the one thing that I thought was really, really cool was, yeah, you guys had I think you'd gone out a few times before. He went north and you went east, or whatever happened. But then, no, you only knew him in high school when it happened. So you were like shopping and he was there. You recognized his voice.
I did. Yes.
Now, come on, that's...
Yes. And if you know me, I am somebody who is not super outgoing when I'm shopping or out and about. I kind of keep to myself. I'll totally walk by people and miss, and they'll have to grab me. Andrea, hi, I'm waving at you. I'm just very focused on whatever my mission is in shopping. Yes, exactly. So I'm not one who would turn around or say, "Oh, I remember you," So it was a little bit of a out of the ordinary for me.
I know,
a little
but
bit of a meet cute.
it's one thing to not see somebody and then recognize them. It's another thing that he just said, "Hi, ladies," or something. And
Have a nice day, ladies. Yeah.
yeah, and you were like, Eric? It's like
From band.
Boy, yeah, Eric from band. I love that.
Yes.
Eric from band. You
Yes.
probably would have liked to have been Eric, the football star.
Right. Well, we sat next to each other in band for so long because like I said, we played the same instrument.
Yeah.
So we, sat right next to each other. So I definitely knew.
I'm telling you, you
voice.
guys are a Hallmark movie.
Aw.
Come on.
Oh.
You have to have the breakup, right? But you didn't need the breakup. You had we went our separate directions.
Yeah.
So you didn't even need to put that in.
Right. Right. Yes, it's true. And I think that, we met when we had that meeting. It was the right time too. It was the right, I had left LA and had moved recently back to Reading and was just kind of refocusing, trying to figure out, what I wanted to do, taking a step back out of the LA film industry because, it's a rough industry.
Yeah, I believe it.
And it's very rough on women, and it was rough definitely at that time. As a woman trying to be there and make the right connections and be very cautious about who you meet up with or spend time with. And so it was, I think after going from New York to that environment in LA, I just needed a step back and a break. And my older sister had moved back to Reading. She went to Gonzaga up in Seattle, or not Seattle, the other side, Spokane, Washington. So she had moved back to Reading. And so she was spending time with my parents. I said, I want to just come home and have some family time and decide what I want to do and really reflect. And, I love storytelling. I love being a part of a creative process. And so when I had the opportunity to move up to Oregon to work for the NBC affiliate up there and be more hands-on involved in producing PSAs and in messages that resonated and were making a difference, that was exciting for me. It felt like I was going back to what I really loved. And I understand, when you move to LA, you have to put in your time, you have to get coffee or whatever it is that they need to do. And
I forgot to tell you that. Could you get me a cup of coffee?
Sure, I'm on it. I'm on it.
Listen, you're not going to get any trouble here because I'm pretty sure you can take either one of us best 2 out of 3. It's like, nah, you're safe here.
Yes.
This is all, listen, I believe this, right? I believe the whole podcasting industry is changing. And I think one of the things that's changing about it is going to be podcast networks. I keep hearing about it. I haven't found one or really researched, but I know they exist.
Yeah.
Where you have a podcast, like a channel, but it has different stuff on it, runs like TV. The difference is the quality of what goes on there, in my opinion, is more real. People have seen all the different ways that you can make things look like they're not. Right. Like we were talking about the guy digging a hole and it's got a camera in it. And it's like he's digging it first time, but you're seeing the shovel. It's like, oh, look, I found the camera. And it's like, so I think the attraction for podcast is you worked on reality TV.
I did, yes.
And it's like reality TV wasn't real, but everybody bought into it like it was. And then all of a sudden it wasn't. And they were like, wait a minute, this is a put on. It's like Jerry Springer. Did that guy throw in that chair at that girl? Was that right?
How much of this is manufactured and orchestrated, both at the time, but then also in post, and then they can make it look like it's something completely different than it was, which I know we've talked about that. Just people want to connect more with real people and real stories, and they want it in real time. Like you do a great job with this and you put it out quickly because people want to know what's happening right now. And I think that's one of the problems with reality television is that it's happening so much, so far in the past that by the time it's airing live, especially when you bring social media in, because all of those people on the reality shows also have to maintain a social media presence. So we're keeping up with them in real time on social media. So then by the time the episodes of their shows come out, we're so far past that. So then I think the producers have to really up the drama and up the problems so that we then tune in. Otherwise we say, I already know what they're doing. I follow them on Instagram or TikTok, YouTube. They have their own podcast. I don't need to go watch your show. I know what's happening right now. So then they go into, overdrive to really amp up and manufacture more drama so that we tune in. So I think that there is, I think you're right. I think that there's a shift and people enjoy more real conversation where they're hearing from people and it's not being cut in order to serve another narrative.
I think that this is my opinion. I think that COVID separating and isolating people was one of the worst things our government's ever done to its people. And just my personal opinion, because I'm seeing the fallout from it with kids not being able to socialize, which that's a very important time to do that. With the schools and just with people in general. I remember after COVID was over, we had, it was one of the taco fests down here. There was so many people there. If there was any COVID left, we're all getting it. I mean, they were just like, enough, I'm going to taco fest, right? And so, and I do, you're very intimidating. I was very nervous about asking you to co-host because I just know it's only a matter of time before it goes from In the Tank with Fish to In the Garden with Gardner.
I don't think so.
And you got Kurt shooting some outside program, and the tagline is you got to stop and smell the roses.
I feel like you've already thought this all through. You have the details.
That just happened. There'll be shots of her walking through the greenhouse and Eric's out there watering things. the voice. Hi, Mom.
Right. Our dog following him.
Yeah,
as she always does.
that's got to happen.
Yes.
You know, it's like
Yes, that's funny.
no, but seriously, I thought even not knowing you had a industry background, I just thought you had a great personality and we could have a good time. And so I think that's the reality side of it for me. It's like if we're going to interview somebody, you are not afraid of people,
No,
you know? And so, and I never know who we're going to interview.
I love that.
I mean, yeah, I'll talk to trees. So today on In the Tank, we have a palm tree.
They're rather quiet today.
Pans. We're talking to the plants, right? It's like, no, but I find people are interesting to me, and their individuality is really cool to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
right?
I
You know,
agree.
I like seeing that, and so. I will ask, like we were supposed to have a couple of business owners in today. We'll reschedule them. But the guy got scheduled for next week. He used to be on staff with Bill Graham, who did all the big concerts. And he's doing some celebration for California's Gold Rush 125th year anniversary and that. And some musician called me and said, hey, we had a gal that was in the January 6th thing and was arrested. We had her on. And it's like, so I don't have an agenda.
Right.
I do want to promote, I want to promote local business, right? Because I know that the big box stores, if they're having trouble, mom and pop are. And so you want to really help that. So I'll bring business owners in because of that. I love nonprofits. 93Q is a nonprofit.
Right.
But it's like because they're doing good, right? And instead of, for lack of a better way to say it, the government taking my tax money and deciding who they're going to give it to.
Right.
Nonprofits generally, they're driven by the people that think enough of them to support it, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, I just, and then just generally people that are interesting, bring them in, let's talk to them,
Right. I feel like there's so many people that have such an interesting story if you just give them the opportunity to tell them. And Eric always makes fun of me that anywhere I go, I will come home with a story about somebody. And he's like, why do people tell you the most random things? And it's not little things. Like I come home knowing whoever was the cashier at Target about, their dog and their family and this afternoon and next weekend. And he says it's probably my big eyes look very, very interested in whatever it is that they're saying. So it could be that. I don't know, but I do. I love listening to what people have to say and hearing their perspectives and their stories. And I think it's a reminder too, whatever we're navigating, everyone's navigating something.
Yeah.
And everybody has a reason for, feeling how they feel or walking, their unique journey. And I think it's interesting to find out.
Well, I have a theory about men and women.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one?
Many, but
Okay.
we'll go with this one. So if you're in a restaurant, right? So my wife and I, and you and Eric, we're in a restaurant. Eric is never going to go, I'm going to go to the restroom and I'm going to go, oh, I'll go with you.
Right.
That is never going to happen.
Right.
Two women will get up, go to the restroom, even if they've never met, and come back knowing each other's history back to the Mayflower.
It's true.
It's just like
It's true.
They connect immediately. Guys will be friends for, I don't know, 20 years.
Yeah.
And the wife will say, what color are Fred's eyes? How would I know that?
Right.
I don't,
It's true. And then we say, how do you not know these things?
Yeah.
What do you talk about? Or what do you, and it's like, I don't know.
Oh,
we just have different.
here's a good one. Two women get in a fight.
Uh-huh.
They sit down and they go over every nuance of what was said and unravel it. Right? I mean, they're capable of just going, okay, well, when you said that, I felt this. I could see why you felt that because, right? And they go through the thing. It's like two guys won't talk for 10 years. And the next thing you know, he's over in Fred's driveway going, oh, did you get a new mower? And they're friends again. It's like they don't have to go through any of that.
It's true.
Whatever it was, we're done.
It's, and it's, I already see it in my boys because, I have friends with girls that are the same age and definitely different. And my boys, there's a lot of boys on our street, which is great. And they love to come play at our house, which is awesome. But they get in these arguments and they get frustrated with one another. And then an hour later, they're over and they're back to something else, or oh, we're not friends anymore. Okay, the next day, knock, knock, knock. Can you come play? All right, they're
able to work through it. You got two families out in the park. There's a sandbox. Two of the kids get into it. One of them picks up the dump truck, hits the other kid in the head with the dump truck. The families don't want to talk for months. The kids are out in the sandbox the next day.
That's true.
They're like, we're done.
Moved on.
That was yesterday.
Right.
Right? It was a dump truck. Maybe I'll hit him with it next week. It's
true.
It's just totally
It's true.
different.
It's true. I think us adults could benefit from some of that,
There are advantages to my having worked in a preschool for 30 years.
Oh my gosh.
I love kids.
I love kids, but I think I struggle when I would have to discipline other people's kids. That's where I do not shine. I feel very uncomfortable. So even if, there's a bunch of the kids at the house and they're getting too rowdy or something, I'm like, Eric, can you come talk to these boys? Maybe if it was a group of girls, maybe I would feel more comfortable. But I don't think that's it. I think it's just other people's kids. I always feel like, oh, I don't want to overstep. I can discipline my own, but then I think that's why I do better, teaching adults, because I have taught younger ages before.
See, you're going to be fine over there, Kurt.
You'll be great. Who, me?
She's not afraid to correct you. Well,
I'm a middle-aged teenager.
yeah. So I used to tell people working at the preschool, you don't, in the military, we call it command presence. In other words, and I was a cop, so I know I have the authority. So I'm not afraid of the kids. Number one, I have the authority. I walk on scene. It's what I do, right? I know. But the other thing is, I never try to force a kid to connect with you.
Right.
You give them opportunity. They'll approach you when they're ready. And invariably, I would be standing there talking to somebody, and I got some kid comes up and grabs my hand, and it's like, "Oh, how you doing?" Right? They decide when you're safe.
Yes, that's true.
And then when it comes to correction, state rules. The only thing you can really do to a kid is keep them from harming themselves.
Right.
If you have to embrace them and hold them so they don't hurt themselves or hurt another kid.
Right.
But really, outside of that, it's just direction. So I would have them stand and face the wall. And I would say, so here's why I'm doing this, because you can't get along with the other little kid you were playing with. So now that wall's your friend. That's your new friend. Because the wall can handle anything you do to it. And I've had kids kick the wall, and I go, see, the wall didn't respond to that. And they're in there while I'm working in my office, looking at the wall. They'll try to talk, and I'd go, I'm not your friend. The wall's your friend. Talk to your friend. Tell him. And they'll start telling the wall, I didn't mean it, but they're really talking to me, right? But that was the extent of it. But they all got treated exactly the same. And it was really funny because I have relatively hairy arms. And the kids will come up and they're like, they're petting me, right? And I used to tell them, I'll tell your folks to get you a puppy. You're not allowed to pet me, right? They're so funny. They come up with stuff like I always wear T-shirts. I love T-shirts. I came in one day with a shirt with a collar. And this kid walks up to me and he goes, why are you wearing that shirt? I said, what do you mean? He said, that's not your shirt. It took me a few seconds to get. He was saying it's not a T-shirt.
Right. That's not how I'm used to seeing you.
You don't get the change. You get, which incidentally, plaid, right? Flannel. So Kurt said, I noticed you're wearing flannel. So I have 2 shirts. In the summer, it's floral. In the winter, it's flannel.
That's when we know you switched.
That's it. Start getting cold, so we're getting flannel.
September. I think
that's it.
Perfect. That's the time to make the switch.
I have great fashion choices here.
So it's flannel and pumpkin spice for fall, right?
There you go.
I don't do pumpkin spice. You know, when it comes to foo-foo, I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
Because I like lemon. I like the smell of lemon. Lemon smells clean to me, you know, so I like lemon. But the rest of that, like I'll get candles. Hey, I'm the wrong guy to buy candles. But I'll buy them, and then Patty will say, okay, that one works.
There you go.
It's like, you know, that one's good. Get rid of that one. What scent is that?
I don't think Eric's bought a candle in his life, probably. I don't think Eric's bought a candle in his life. That's. I think I come home with plenty of candles. He just knows that if we need a candle, I've got backstock.
Yeah. What's that? Yankee Candle is a big candle company. And I have noticed over the years, I'll see one and I'll go, how can that be $35? You know, it's this big. Right? It's like
because you have to wait for sale or clearance.
Yeah.
I'm a big sale clearance hunter. I refuse to pay. I refuse to overpay for things.
Yeah. That's another male-female thing. Okay.
Yes, it is. That's why I'm in charge of most shopping because it can be inconvenient, but if it will save money and if it's done strategically, then I will do it. Whereas Eric will be like, oh, there's one. And I'll go, oh, but did you know that there was a coupon? Did you scan in? Did you use the app?
The other thing is I work retail clothing. You tick a guy off, he will never darken your door again. A woman, she'll come in when you got stuff on sale because she's getting you.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, you know, I don't care if I didn't agree with you. I'm buying that, right? Because it's $9.99.
That's right. That's right. That's very true.
I used to tell the buyers, I'd call them up and it was men's clothing. And so I'd call them up and I'd say, hey, how many of those $9.99 shirts, whatever, and they'd say, "Oh, those are all going down to $7.99." I say, "Get everybody to box them up, send them to my store." And man, I'm telling you, I ended up beating the biggest store in the chain, the one in Hawaii that was the biggest one.
I bet.
Because I just sold a lot of stuff because people would come in, they couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe that we sold as many parachute pants as we did. Do you remember those at all?
I do remember parachute pants.
The Michael Jackson jackets with 97 zippers on them. It's like, who buys that? But yeah.
Yes. I just unearthed an old video from when I was singing and dancing in this group. And we all had matching white parachute pants on. And I had to explain to the boys that they're probably popular again right now. I don't know. I'm not trendy enough.
We had because of where we live here, which was really amazing. I had a guy that was coming in and he was buying a lot of them, but he didn't seem like it was a style thing. So I asked him and he said, you buy them bigger, you slip them over your pants and they're great for skiing.
Oh.
Because they're whatever that material they were made out of.
Well, there you go.
And it was like, so we sold a lot of them to skiers, right? I'm like, you just never know.
You just never know. That's interesting. I never wore them skiing.
So tell me about production. You said you like that. What does that mean? What is like what we're doing here, and we probably could use a producer. We got Kurt.
Oh, you're good. No, this is good.
But is that what it is? You take a concept and then...
Yes.
What does a producer do? I guess that's what I'm asking you.
Well, that is a big question. So, I mean, it really kind of depends on, if you're television, film, commercial. What I love about the producing side of it is kind of seeing soup to nuts, from concept to it coming all the way to the end, and being a part of putting that puzzle together along the way. Who needs to be there? Who are the players? Who do you have from a technical perspective? And then I love when I do have the opportunity to interview. So I've done a number of commercials or different short pieces of content, short films, where I've been able to sit and interview individuals and
you're gonna love
dig
that.
in. Oh, I love it. I love getting to ask people questions. Although I love this free flowing format. I think I told you once
No, we planned this all out. You aren't reading the teleprompter?
Where is it? No one gave me one. No one gave me one.
Kurt, where's the
I'm way off script then. I think I told you that once I was interviewing someone who works at Disney, and I had all of the Disney executives sitting behind me and just watching, for every word and everything I said to make sure it was, stayed on brand. And it was great. It was, we were featuring this really fantastic guy, and it was for military appreciation. And so there was a lot of different, stories that we were trying to tell, but, an organization like that, obviously brand is number one for them. And so even though we had gone through, and this is where I tell my students, like, you have to plan ahead of time. And a lot of the time you do need to get things vetted, questions vetted if you are interviewing somebody, and where is the concept and what are the shots that we're looking for? How much B-roll do we need to get? Where do we need to get permissions? And, do we need to have, we needed like security vests on, and we needed to make sure, because it was a night shoot. So we had to have reflective gear and safety and, all of this stuff. But
I just want to know where I'm supposed to sit.
just sit here. Here's your microphone. Go.
And have Kurt tell me, move it closer. No, right there. That'll work, right?
That's all you need.
Gosh, I can't.
That's all you need.
I can't even imagine that. I can't even.
I love it, though. I love it. I think it's so, I just find it very exciting, the whole process. And then when you come to the end, I have noticed, though, when I get a rough edit, it's hard for me to make myself watch the first rough edit, and it's not me in it. It's just, I know I have a vision of where I want it to be. And I'm just, you don't know I work with some really talented people though. So I trust that they're getting what I need them to get, and we work well together. But you're like, the first time you see any of the rough cut, it's like, I hope that we have everything that we need, especially when it's a shoot where we really can't go back and do it again or, replicate.
Yeah.
So it's like, I really hope that we got everything we need. And then once you get through that first initial watch, and I go through and I'm making all of my notes, and I, want to focus this, or I need to cut from this. I don't like that shot here. And, I find that process super exciting. Again, working with somebody, though, that you can communicate that really openly with and say, I love this, but I feel like we need to cut to this other shot quicker, or we're sitting on this one too long, or we're missing a chance to really jump to this. And for me, I love music. Film scores is what I listen to for 90% of my music listening. And so once we start layering in the audio, I love that.
See, Kurt's over there shaking his head, yes. Kurt's big thing is, I was very grateful that I found Kurt because he was doing camera work with the engineer that helped me build the station. Mm-hmm. And but he wasn't doing this. Mm. And so it was really cool because I was able to find him, tell him what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And then he said, yeah, I know how to do that, which I've since found out he knows nothing. But that's why I'm sending him to your class. No, he's like, and then we started doing the interns, and then we started teaching FFA to kids to do this. And it was like, so I was amazed because I found out not only could he do it, he could instruct.
That's a big deal.
So because I don't want to do that part.
Right.
So I hear you when you say I work with people that know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Right. And so I kid Kurt, but I try not to kid him to that level where I come in here one day and he's not.
Yeah.
I keep it right at that edge, right?
Don't push it too far.
Just enough tension to keep him excited back there.
You don't want the reins handed over to you. But it's true. And I think that right now in the film industry, and I think this is reflective of just jobs in general, that companies want everything from somebody. But in the film industry, they really want a jack of all trades. Mm-hmm. And I think it's unfortunate because I think we all have skills, and there's a place for so many different skills and talents and abilities in film and television that you almost do a disservice when you say, I'd rather have just a watered down version of everything than to have people who are really good at what they do. It's when I work with a great camera operator, a great editor, I know that I can't edit to their ability, but I also know that they look at me when they're on the other side and they don't want to jump over into my seat either and be the one that is overseeing the producing and the business parts and the budget and asking the interview questions. And so I like when you can be in an environment where you have people that just are rock stars at what they do, and you think about this in sports and all these other, you don't expect a rock star catcher to also be the best first baseman. Right? Yeah. But for some reason, I think, especially with film, maybe because there's so many who want to get into it and it's exciting, that they think, okay, well, then we want you to be everything. You need to be just, the interviewer, the interviewee, you're everyone and you're everything. Go be a one-man band. And I think that's an unfortunate expectation.
So I didn't design this. I didn't put the cameras in, the microphone. I didn't do any of that. I had exactly what you're talking about. People know what they're doing. Now, Kurt, my buddy Kurt, I've introduced you to him. Okay, so Kurt knows I'm
student.
He knows I'm ADD. So he designed this. Nice, huh? So
I love it.
He'll have some weird fish come up and go by, just enough to pull me off.
Just to distract you?
Yes, exactly, right? So I'm warning you in advance. So we'll be interviewing somebody, and I'll be gone, and you'll be going, fish.
Hello. Well, just wait. I could see him putting like your face on one of these little fishies so it swims by.
Don't think I haven't thought about
it. See? Just wait for you to notice.
So anyway, we got to get out of here, but Andrea and I are going to have the best time. I don't even know who we're going to end up in interviews with, but she loves to interview. I love to interview. We just love people. And so I can't tell you who all will be in here, but we got some different ones coming. And I like that she sees the bigger picture because I can't see much past this rather large nose I have. That's about as far as I can see. I just love doing this. So I'm grateful for Kurt. Oh, God, I said it publicly.
You did.
I'm grateful for Kurt and what he does. He makes us all look good.
Yeah.
Andrea, this is going to be a blast. I think this is going to be a blast. Yeah. And we're going to get a little different perspective. Number one, you're a girl. I know you know that.
I do.
But, and I'm definitely a dude. And so we're going to be able to get different perspectives on things with people. And you're community minded. You love people. This is going to be fun. And we'll just have people from the community in here doing stuff. I had threatened your husband that I was going to have him in when you were working with me. And I'm not sure Eric was for that. He may have been. So I already
thinking, I already have to deal with this at home.
So I brought him in separately, but great interview, great guy, just a great guy.
I watched it.
You did well, and I just think that the next thing is we got to get that little speedster of yours in here somehow and do an interview on what it's like to be the ball boy. Get Micah in for that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, that's the kind of guest I'm ready for, right?
Yes.
So I think Mom will be much more gentle with Micah than she might be with Eric. I'm just not sure.
Depends on the day. You never know. That would be fun, though. That would be fun to have any of the guys in here.
Oh yeah. All right. So what am I supposed to say? Like, share,
subscribe.
and leave a comment.
There you go.
Let us know if you enjoyed this. Just send us a little note on the comment section. Said, Fish, I'm really glad that you brought Andrea in. You can leave now.
Please don't say that.
Don't bother. I'll show myself out.
No, please don't say that.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next trip in.